Marcus sits in a greasy spoon diner, wearing a faded gray hoodie with a frayed sleeve. He is eating a $6 breakfast. The waitress slides him a free coffee refill with a look of quiet pity, assuming he's just another struggling guy trying to get by. But beneath his sleeve, his phone buzzes with a secure banking notification: $452 million, cleared. His friends think he is barely scraping by. His girlfriend's family thinks he lacks ambition. And Marcus needs every single one of them to keep believing exactly that. Because if the truth ever gets out, the quiet life he built will no longer belong to him. But why would a man with nearly $500 million need the world to believe he is broke? To the world, Marcus is a quiet freelance copy editor who scrapes together about $42,000 a year. He lives in a one-bedroom apartment where the radiator clanks like an old steam engine every winter morning. He drives a faded blue 2012 Honda Civic with a deep dent in the passenger door. When his mechanic, a grease-stained man named Pete, quotes him $1,200 to replace the radiator, Marcus performs a carefully rehearsed routine. He sighs, rubs his neck, and asks if he can stretch it another month. When his friends split a dinner bill, Marcus has to participate in the awkward math, pretending every single dollar matters. The truth is, Marcus did not hate luxury. He hated what luxury announced. A better car is not just a better car. A better apartment is not just a better apartment. Every upgrade comes with a social invoice, a trail of questions he simply cannot afford to answer. But the psychological weight of this act is crushing. It hits hardest when his sister, Clara, sits on his mismatched sofa, her head buried in her hands. She is drowning in $85,000 of predatory student loan debt, facing wage garnishments that threaten her apartment. Marcus has the power to wipe out her debt with a single tap on his phone. But if he suddenly hands her $85,000, Clara will ask questions he cannot answer. The family dynamic would splinter. The help would instantly mutate into suspicion, shifting expectations, or resentment. So, Marcus does the only thing his fake life allows. He hands her a $500 check. Clara cries and thanks him as if he just saved her life. And that breaks Marcus's heart even more, because he knows he didn't really save her at all. The facade also bleeds into his relationship with his girlfriend Sarah. At dinner with her parents at a mid-tier Italian restaurant, her father makes a pointed, passive-aggressive comment. "A man needs to build a real foundation, Marcus," he says. Sarah is not a superficial villain. Sarah was not asking for a rich man. She was asking for a stable one. And Marcus had deliberately designed his entire life to look unstable. He sits in silent agony, unable to defend his own character without destroying his deepest secret. Then comes the breaking point. After a local basketball game, Marcus is at a crowded sports bar with an acquaintance named Mark. Marcus checks his phone, and the screen accidentally glides to his banking app, displaying $45 million in liquid cash. Mark glances over. He doesn't yell. He doesn't ask questions. Mark's silence is what is truly terrifying. In the 48 hours that follow, Mark's behavior drastically changes. He becomes overly polite. His emails get longer. He drops weird compliments and starts hinting at business opportunities and people with access. The casual friendship is instantly poisoned, replaced by a cold financial calculation. Marcus realizes his money is a silent weapon. The moment people see it, they can never look at him the same way again. At 3 in the morning, Marcus lies awake, the old radiator clanking in the dark. He opens his banking app. Looking at the massive number, he doesn't feel free. He doesn't feel proud, safe, or relieved. He just feels utterly exhausted. He realizes he is suffering two kinds of pain at once. Poverty has friction. Wealth has exposure. He is enduring the stress of a broke man and the danger of a rich man simultaneously. He cannot keep playing poor, but he refuses to live loud. He needs a third life. Marcus stops playing the role of a pauper. He calculates his enough number, the exact dollar amount needed to eliminate friction from his life without buying status. For Marcus, that number is $85,000 a year. It is exactly enough to live in a clean neighborhood, eat high-quality food, drive a reliable car, and never have to worry about an emergency medical bill. Anything above this threshold only increases social exposure. To explain this new baseline, he sets up a boring, legitimate business called Cascade Consulting. On the outside, it perfectly justifies his $85,000 lifestyle. When Sarah asks about his career, he tells her he has transitioned into stable corporate consulting. It isn't the whole truth, but it finally frees him from the self-deprecating lies that made him look small and failing. Next, he fixes the situation with Clara. He doesn't wire her the money directly. Instead, he anonymously funds a local student debt relief program. Weeks later, Clara calls him, sobbing with pure relief. She tells him she can finally breathe again. Marcus stands in his kitchen, gripping the edge of the counter, listening to every word, unable to tell her he was the one who did it. After he hangs up, he doesn't celebrate. He sits down and cries quietly. Not because he lost the money, but because for the first time, his wealth touched someone he loved without destroying the relationship. He turns his $452 million into a quiet system. He moves the money out of volatile tech stocks and into boring, stable assets. It is no longer a glowing number on a screen that haunts him. It becomes like electricity running beneath a house. No one sees it, but it keeps everything working. He finally gets rid of the dented Civic. But he doesn't buy a Ferrari. He buys a brand new, charcoal gray Toyota RAV4 hybrid. This car is not a symbol of success, and that is exactly why he chooses it. It starts every morning, it is incredibly safe, no one takes pictures of it, and no one asks questions. To Marcus, that is true luxury. Money as utility, not identity. He moves out of the clanking apartment and into a beautiful, sunlit townhouse in a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood. He doesn't buy a mega mansion. There are no massive gates or flashy security. He just chooses a place that is bright, clean, and peaceful enough that his nervous system can finally stop living in a state of constant stress. The money is used to buy peace, not status. Marcus sits on the porch of his townhouse, holding a warm mug of coffee. The morning sun filters through the oak trees. There are no cameras, no bodyguards, and no fake friends. He is completely, beautifully anonymous. Marcus didn't win because he has $452 million. He had that money from the start. He won because he finally learned how to live without acting. He doesn't have to look poor. He doesn't have to look rich. He doesn't have to look successful. He doesn't have to look harmless. He is simply free. True financial freedom is not the ability to show the world what you can buy. It is the ability to stop performing around money. If you had Marcus's money, would you tell the people you love, or would you stay invisible? What would scare you more, being underestimated or being exposed? There may not be a clean answer, but your answer says a lot about what you believe money really does to people. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Outcomes vary based on your situation.